If you have ever looked at a standard swing set and thought it just looked a bit lonely in the backyard, this massive setup from Gorilla Playsets is basically the architectural answer to that problem. It is not just a swing set. It is essentially a small neighborhood clubhouse that happens to have 3 different slides attached to it. The sheer scale of this thing is the first thing that hits you. When you are looking at a footprint that spans 14.5 feet by 12 feet, you realize pretty quickly that this is a permanent fixture. It is not something you are going to be moving around the lawn on a whim. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the assembly. The manual suggests 20 to 24 hours of work for a team of 2 to 4 adults. Honestly, that feels like a realistic estimate rather than a marketing exaggeration. Because the lumber comes pre-cut and pre-sanded, you are spared the headache of measuring and sawing, which is a huge win. But with 3 separate play decks at different heights, 4, 5, and 7 feet, there are a lot of moving parts. You are going to want a few extra sets of hands and a solid weekend set aside. It is a project, but the fact that the main beams are pre-drilled helps keep the frustration levels from boiling over. What really makes this stand out is the variety. Most sets give you 1 slide and call it a day, but having a wave slide, a tube slide, and a scoop slide means the kids aren't going to be fighting over the same exit point. The cedar wood has a nice, warm amber stain that looks much better than the typical bright plastic sets you see everywhere. It feels sturdy too. With 4x4 framing and a heavy-duty 4x6 swing beam, it doesn't have that annoying wobble when someone gets a good rhythm going on the belt swings. The little details like the solar wall lights and the working play telephone are cute touches that actually get used, rather than just being cheap plastic add-ons that break in a week. There is a catch, though. Since this arrives via freight truck, you are responsible for getting those heavy boxes from the curb to your backyard. That is a workout in itself, so make sure you have a dolly or a few friends ready to help the moment that truck pulls up. Also, while the cedar is naturally rot-resistant, you have to be prepared to keep up with the maintenance. Wood needs a little love every year or 2 to keep it looking sharp and holding up against the elements. If you are the type who wants a set-it-and-forget-it plastic structure, this might be a bit more high maintenance than you want. But if you want something that feels like a real piece of backyard furniture that can handle a group of kids without breaking a sweat, this is a serious contender. It is a big commitment of time and space, but for the sheer amount of play options packed into 1 footprint, it is hard to beat.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.